Hello everybody, welcome back for another video, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Ripple X, the open platform that supports the growth of the XRP Ledger and its ecosystem, has announced that the XRP Ledger Sidechains are now available on a new developer network. David Schwartz, Chief Technology Officer at Ripple, previously presented a vision for federated sidechains, an innovation that would allow developers to customize the XRP Ledger to suit their use cases requirements, or create and test new features that, if successful, could be added to the mainnet. This is, I guess, part 7. I'm not sure what part we're on right now. Where a couple of years ago, when the speculation rumors were that the XRP blockchain was not as decentralized as it should or could have been, so saith 2019, a lot of companies began to announce that they were going to be working on XRP in some sort of way. One of the main news stories that we had, and I'm still talking about, is that Ripple, the company, gave a bunch of grants to other companies. Basically, it was like $100 million. Basically, anyone who decided to build on the XRP Ledger could take money from this grant to build on their own. You know, if Ripple is building everything, decentralization kind of goes out of the window. So therefore, you want other companies to be able to do this, and a lot of this money has been sprinkled around over the course of the last couple of years. The interestinger part is the idea of like additional side chains. So not that everything would have to go onto the XRP Ledger. This is very similar to what we see with Polygon. Not everything goes on top of Ethereum. There are multiple side chains and side layers and other things dangling from the Ethereum blockchain where other transactions are happening on other chains, and then at some point the chains connect together. The finality of the transaction takes place on the main chain, which would then be the XRP blockchain. And yeah, it looks like XRP is finally going to be getting those as well. Here's a tweet forward right here. It says XRP Ledger Sidechains available on new DevNet. Over the past year, federated sidechains have become accessible in preview mode, allowing developers to test out the transfer of assets like XRP from the main XRP-L chain to a sidechain. The next iteration of XRP Ledger Sidechains with a new design was then unveiled by Ripple engineers after testing and reviewing community comments from the preview. In the XLS 38D proposal from last year, Ripple X developers provided information on the new side chain design for the XRP Ledger. It just kind of goes on as to so until there's no actual news as to implementation, what they're going to be for specifically. The idea is that they would kind of linger there, so that should, in the event of other companies wanting to use them, they would have available chains, and or the Ripple X people would also be able to use them themselves. A lot of coins are dealing with the idea of trying to update, upgrade, give the next iteration of what's going on, but we usually are getting like it's being developed, or it is currently in beta, or it is still in testing. So at some point these will be launched, but it's more of it's nice to hear that stuff that they were talking about years ago is actually coming to fruition. That was my issue with a lot of other companies as well within the cryptocurrency space, is that people would make really great, wonderful, amazing promises, and then 4 years later when people were like, hey, remember that thing? Oh, they go, oh yeah, we don't talk about that one anymore. So it's nice to see this going on, and I assume this is all, I would assume, being ramped up in anticipation of the potential next bull run that we're supposed to be having any day now. More people flooding into the market and therefore potentially wanting to also build more on these blockchains. So cool. Yeah, the XRP Ledger has new side chains. They are being developed. As popular as Ripple and XRP are, we will most certainly be hearing about when this is actually finalized. I don't think the news will not let us talk about it and or cover it. That's the XRP Ledger sidechain news. And yeah, let's move on. In wishful thinking news, Cardano creator, his name is Charles Hoskinson, has predicted that nation states, that is to say countries, will be adopting Cardano within the next decade if anti-crypto forces do not get in the way. That sounds very Star Wars-y, anti-crypto forces. In a new video update, Hoskinson said on YouTube that nation states will likely one day rely on the Cardano ecosystem for a range of useful functions. He said, and I do quote, "I can see a path within 5 to 10 years that you can run a nation state on technology like Cardano. I can see that happening. I can see a path where Cardano should be used to run a national identity system with principles, or a payment system with principles, or a central bank digital currency with principles that protects you. I can see that path." Just stopping it for a second, stopping the quote. There will never be a central bank digital currency with principles that will be protecting us. I need to make that abundantly clear. If the dollar, the euro, and the yen do not protect us now, when we have the faintest sliver of privacy, when they are digitized, that will not happen. I can most certainly see a country who's trying to get into crypto actually building a central bank digital currency on top of Cardano. That I can totally see. This is also kind of one of the, I don't know if you've been paying attention or if you've seen the news. It's like once every 6 or 7 weeks, maybe. Remember the run-up at the end of 2019 that we saw with Ripple and Cardano and basically Jack Dorsey and a bunch of other people going to Latin America and Africa? One of the new ideas that has sparked interest is that a lot of these people believe that the economies that aren't as developed, if you will, as Europe and North America would, fall into crypto first and, gain the most from it. But as we hear now that nearly every country on the planet is looking to develop a central bank digital currency, one of the new narratives now is like, well, you can build it on top of one of our blockchains. The idea being, as the blockchains are meant to be decentralized and therefore are immutable, a country would benefit more from putting their central bank digital currency on top of Bitcoin or building it there, what have you, a sidechain, who cares, as long as it's on Bitcoin or something decentralized. Because in the event of a crash at the central bank, the coin, the digital version, would go down. However, your coin would still be online if you are part of a central bank digital currency or a cryptocurrency that has hundreds of nodes and therefore can't be taken down by any malicious actors, if you will. Continuing the quote, he said, "And I left undisturbed." Oh, and if left, I was like, what? And I left undisturbed. Okay, there are enough resources alone in the Cardano ecosystem to actually facilitate and grow that. It's inevitable. Well, we have the decentralized brain. We have the community. We're growing at a rapid rate. We'll wake up in 5 or 10 years and there'll be tens of millions of people, and those people will be engaged and enabled and have a treasury necessary to be able to carry that out and find those use cases that wire that in. Listen, I've learned something. Listen, I remember years ago, you've heard me say this, I hang on people's words just because, I like to see where things should have gone and then where they went. I remember years ago when people were talking about what would happen with Bitcoin, when and where and how the US dollar would inflate, nation states collapsing, you name it, and the eventual 100,000, 1 million, $100 million Bitcoin, what have you. And it's not so much the issue. The interesting part with quotations like this is that people are going to look in 5 years and see if any of this has actually happened with Cardano. You know how many times people in 2017 made predictions about 2019, 2021, how high Bitcoin's price would be in 2023? Like I've shown you before, like they keep remaking it into the news because someone's like, well, this guy said in 2016 on this date, and this is why a lot of you've noticed, the billionaires in the cryptocurrency space are they're not retracting, but it's more of a they're like, oh yeah, the previous prediction that I made, I have to change it now. Oh, it's because of it's inflation. Oh my goodness, I could not have, so it's kind of this thing. I would not be upset at all, as I'm sure many of you would not either, if nation states were building on top of Cardano. But that's a very big thing to say. That's a very specific, it's not like we're going to have like 3 million users or 1 out of every 10 people in Africa will be using us. But to say that entire countries will have built their systems on top of Cardano, I don't know. It's kind of a lot. I don't know. But Hoskinson warns that some pretty powerful forces are looking to hold onto a hierarchical power structure by impeding the process of crypto and decentralization. Yeah, that's just... We've been going over that for 9,000 times. I've been telling you all that for a very long time. If it's not incredibly obvious, I don't think it's the, no, he's right. No, I was going to say it's not so much the governments as the companies, but the companies usually are the government. And also they're trying to make sure, once again, that we get out of the market. And also that the other big players, the Binances, the Kraken, the Coinbases, that they also leave as well. Because they want to make sure, like, listen, you have to understand, rich people want to remain rich. There's not a portion of reality where they're going to be like, dude, I have $47 billion and I'm tired of all of it. I'm going to give every single dollar away. These people want to become trillionaires. They want to be the first trillionaire. So he's also right there. The quote by Hoskinson continues on for quite a while, so I will not be reading all of it. Just understand that he believes in Cardano a lot. There was something like a day or two ago where he made a statement. It's incredible what surprises people or what makes them go, wow. He said something like a day or two ago where he was like, I really believe in Cardano. Cardano's the best. Cardano is going to be used by everyone. And people were like, whoa, dude, that's so bullish. And it's like, well, he made the coin. I don't assume he's going to be saying the opposite. Can you imagine Vitalik being like, listen, I'm Ethereum, I can't spell it. I'm tired of looking at the word. I have so many billions of dollars. I'm going to give all of it away and I'm going to make a brand new coin. It just doesn't. Anyway, that's the Charles Hoskinson believes or has predicted, that within the next 5 to 10 years, there will be countries, nation states, national identity systems, and or central bank digital currencies running on top of Cardano. That would easily give you a good, $45, $50 Cardano. So, fingers crossed and all that stuff. That's the Charles Hoskinson news. Yeah. Let's move on. Also we're going to do it, but it's being worked on right now. It says another day, another zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine launched. Polygon announced the first mainnet of its zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine product after the product's testnet launch last October. Zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine can be recognized as the holy grail of blockchain scaling. This was said by Polygon's co-founder Mihailo Bielek. That's a lot of consonants. He said it offers simultaneously 3 very important features. First is scalability. The second is security. And the third is the Ethereum virtual machine equivalency, or the EVM compatibility. All 3 are equally important. I'm almost certain they are. The launch comes just days after the Zero Knowledge Sync launched, its scaling solution joining the competition to make Ethereum faster. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, back in the good old, and I light air quotes, good old days of 2016, 2017, we were told that by my early 2020, Ethereum would have tens of thousands of transactions built on chain. We are still not there. We are still currently waiting for the next iteration of Shanghai, but what have you. As Ethereum has not yet, so we're being told, have 38 bajillion transactions per second. A number of other side chains and other layers and yada yada whatever have released. Polygon being the most important one. as a lot of people and companies have moved their products from the other chains over onto Polygon. Polygon, it's not that they're having an issue with scaling so much as they need to do more. Because if this space continues to get more people every single day, you're going to have to go from 15, 20,000 transactions per second. I don't know how many transactions per second. I'm throwing a number into the air. It seems correct. You're going to have to 10x that to be able to hold on to the fact that in the future, if we have a 15x amount of people who are trying to use Polygon, and then Polygon's transaction fees go up to $38, well, then, everything's completely broken. So they're releasing brand new things, and the one that they just released is the zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, thus the holy grail of blockchain scaling. I don't think it has the numbers anywhere around here. The idea is that they would then be able to actually do, with time, around the 1 million transaction per second. I know 1 million sounds relatively arbitrary, and it kind of is. The idea is that, or at least what people used to believe in, is that we needed to get past anything, any chain, get any decentralized chain. Let me, focus on that decentralized chain, because with zero decentralization, you can get past 60,000 very fast. There's no real border there. The idea is decentralized enough to be able to reach 60,000. Some of you remember the number. Why 60,000? It's because that's how many that Visa and MasterCard process per second. So if you have any chain that can process more than 60,000 per second, you're it. You're the chain that everyone's going to run to, and therefore crypto has kind of made it. There's no real question as to if we can scale or if we can do as good as the old traditional financial system. Zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine technologies batch transactions on so-called roll-ups into a zero-knowledge proof, hence the ZK, and then execute these proofs on Ethereum by reducing transactions into smaller pieces of data. This technology helps keep Ethereum relatively unclogged with activity. The idea being, so let's say there's a transaction, 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 there's a transaction. All those things are separate on Ethereum. They're all separate individual transactions. However, with a roll-up, let's say over the course of a 3-minute period, every transaction that would be taking place on Polygon, as opposed to being an individual transaction, you put them into a basket. And basically, at the end of that 3-minute period, you have 54,000 transactions that have taken place. Random number, who cares? You take that basket and hand it over to Ethereum as one transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. Right. That's how you scale. This is how they're trying to scale. And this is what this actually is for. So there are no numbers in the article as to how many could or would be done, or what the actual, what the number puts us at now. So, but cool. Polygon continues to gain in popularity all the time. We're only going to hear more about it. It says Polygon's holy grail Ethereum scaling beta hits mainnet. So once again, when this, is no longer in beta and everyone's using it, there will be someone who's going to come out and brag. I don't know why they're baking Ethereum there, but sure, why not? We're going to hear about exactly how many transactions they can do, that the network is working, and therefore, Polygon's amazing as it has always been. That's the Polygon Ethereum scaling solution. Because you got to do something. Because when we hear about the upgrade of Shanghai on the Ethereum blockchain, the next and supposedly final iteration of Ethereum 2.0, 1.0 is meant to be the 100,000 transactions per second. So this is why I think we hear so much about other projects making sure that they pick up the slack. Polygon, because I think this will take years and years and years for them to actually implement it. But, that's neither here nor there. That's the Polygon news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in news, Shiba Inu holders can now use their Shiba Inu at Burger King's in Paris. I know, very specific. It says, but quite, listen, The news in crypto is the news in crypto. That's all I'm going to say. You'll be able to use your Shiba Inu in Burger Kings in Paris to be able to charge your phone. Right. This was a tweet by Woo Blockchain. It says, at restaurants in Paris, the global fast food chain Burger King has installed the popular InstPower Power Bank rental machines that can accept crypto payments facilitated by crypto payment providers Alchemy Pay and Binance Pay. Shiba Inu and other supported cryptocurrencies. Listen, if you are in Paris and you find your way into a Burger King, I can't really help you. You know how many amazing places there are to eat in Paris? If you somehow find your way into a Burger King, what are you doing? First of all, let me shut up. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I lived in Paris as, I guess you would call a child, an older child. I don't know what to call it, for many, many years. And I don't think I ever stepped foot inside of a Burger King in Paris. There's like the French equivalent is called Quick. It's also not good. I just also wouldn't do it. Quick doesn't have seasoning. I don't know how they keep making their burgers without seasoning. But that's just what, in May 2022, InstPower, a power bank charging service, teamed up with Binance Pay and Alchemy Pay to let its users pay with cryptocurrency for power bank devices at more than 14,000. Look, listen, this is a very weird story. Many places around the world, and it's also in Paris as well, you can usually charge your phone for free. They have them in like sneaker stores. They have them in like clothing shops. Sometimes they have them on buses. Everyone's bus in 2023, your local bus should have like charging ports where you don't have to pay. You literally just like plug in your USB into the actual outlet and it charges your phone. They've had that in Scotland for, it's been more than a decade. If you've never been to Edinburgh, I mean, just go right now. It's freaking amazing. Where you can basically, like, all their buses, you sit down and they have charging ports. So I'm a little confused as to why I would A, be in Paris and not in a nice restaurant. C, be in Paris and go to a Burger King. And D, go to Paris, be inside of a Burger King, charge my phone, and then spend my crypto on it. Everybody with me? Good. I'm glad we're all together. You can use your Shiba Inu, I think apparently also your Bitcoin and your Ether. WHY is all I can ask. To charge your phone inside of a Burger King. I know it's going to come in handy for someone. I get it. Like, I don't know everyone's circumstances in life, but for the vast majority of other people, go to Paris and you will see that there's no need to actually ever go to a Burger King, but that's also my palate. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is weird. Let's move on. Also in news, luxury fashion house Gucci is diving deeper into Web3 and the metaverse, and it's doing so in collaboration with the Bored Ape Yacht Club creator, Yuga Labs. Gucci tweeted that they have an alliance with Yuga Labs on Twitter using the above image. For those of you not looking, it's like a monster's hand holding a purple glowing bottle with the Otherworld eye monster thing. And it says Gucci, and then it says Yuga Labs as well. So that in the image above, that shows Gucci and Yuga Labs branding on a bottle that was previously seen in the trailer for Other Side, Yuga's upcoming Bored Ape theme metaverse game. I thought they had launched already. I thought they had already launched Other Side. I don't know. There's a lot. There's way too much happening in life. They said, continuing to explore the metaverse, the fashion house, comes together with Yuga Labs. Stay tuned as a new narratives take shape, blurring the boundaries between the physical and the digital. And there's like some animals sticking out their tongue there. Details of the deal are relatively scarce, with the CEO of Gucci Vault and Metaverse Ventures, Robert Trifus, telling the Business of Fashion, I assume that's a magazine, that the tie-up will give the fashion label an active role in other side and 10,000 KTFs continuing narrative. Did they misspell NFT? What's a KTF? Anyway, Gucci, for those of you who missed last year, I don't know why last year was so like fashiony. Nearly every fashion brand is now in the metaverse. They own land in a metaverse. They're building inside of a metaverse. I'm pretty sure Gucci also has land inside of the sandbox. That sounds completely familiar to me. I know Adidas does. I don't know all these names. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of other fashion brands who are doing basically the exact same thing. None of them thus far, to my knowledge, have partnered with Yuga Labs and or the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So that's something different and cool. I look forward to see what the partnership is going to look like. I myself will not be purchasing any overpriced digital clothing, but that's just me. Unless this channel becomes full metaverse and we're like all sitting on a couch or something together. That's the Gucci Web3 metaverse Bored Ape Yacht Club Yuga Labs tweet working together, animal holding a Gucci bottle, purple glowing news. And yeah, let's move on. Oh wait, it's also right here as well. Yeah, there we go. Gucci partnership, yay, with an X in the middle. All right, let's move on. Also in the news, Börse Stuttgart Digital, a subsidiary of the second largest stock exchange in Germany, has received the final license as a cryptocurrency custodian from Germany's financial regulator known as BaFin. The license allows the exchange to provide institutional investors the ability to trade Bitcoin on the platform as well as act as a custodian. For some reason, regulators love custodians. I don't understand where the love affair came from, but they always want people and other companies to be able to custodian stuff outside of cryptocurrency exchanges and also through another third party for some kind of, I guess, counterparty risk. I'm not really sure what's going on there. The exchange has been offering custody services through its BlockNox platform since January 2020 under a provisional license. With the new license, it will join the ranks of several major international firms officially entering into the Bitcoin custodial and trading industry as of late. Fidelity announced a couple weeks ago that they were definitely getting into Bitcoin trading and you could do all this other stuff on their platform, and the price actually went down that day because no one's paying attention to anything that's going on. In addition to that, Latin America's largest e-commerce platform by market value, Mercado Libre, introduced Bitcoin trading to their Chilean users, which was already available in Brazil. Yeah, cool. Wonderful. Amazing. Will this do anything to cryptocurrency prices? Of course not, because people aren't paying attention. You can think of, my friends, everyone listen to me. Think of where we were 5 years ago. If I told you 5 years ago, I'll give you a 2018 as prices were going down. Remember the bad times? Yeah, then. If I told you in 5 years, the second largest stock exchange in Germany will allow people to do Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading. Hundreds of banks within the United States are trying to get licenses to buy up and hold cryptocurrencies. Fidelity, BlackRock, and every other company on the planet is actively, not that they're thinking about it, not that there is a rumor, they're actively getting into Bitcoin trading and holding and custody and everything else. Would that have made you bearish or would that have made you bullish? Would you have bought more Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, or would you simply have gone, the price is going down right now. Why should I be buying more? I am consistently, never-endingly confused as to exactly what's going on. I'm not sure if it's a general overall state of fear about the world, which, listen, I get it. The world is a literal mess right now. But how many other times during a cycle have we been down at this exact same point? This is now the fourth time for those of you who are wondering. Every bit of news that hurt, what did I do to my finger? The point is, anyway, I've had this rant before and I'm tired of having it. Another bout of good news, exceptionally good news. We can buy everything with crypto now. You can literally do almost anything you want with crypto. It is being integrated in front of our eyes every single day, every single website. All the coins that everyone wanted years ago are now on Robinhood. They're now on Coinbase. They're now on every single cryptocurrency exchange. We now see the big boys getting into the game with trillions of dollars, slowly, rapidly accumulating tons of Bitcoin behind the scenes. For those of you who missed the news a couple of days ago, I think 90%, I'm pretty sure it was 90% of Ethereum is no longer on cryptocurrency exchanges. There's only 10% of all the Ether that there is right now that's actually on a crypto exchange. All the rest is being self-custodied and or self-staked by people. 90%. Prices don't move an inch, as if we are not witnessing absolute greatness in front of us every single day based on the crypto. Like, what if I told you years ago, during all the controversy in 2018 with XRP, how far they would have come, that they had actually partnered with dozens of banks? What if I told you that all these like famous fashion houses had also gotten into crypto as well? When we are presented with this news now, no one seems to care. People will, hear my words, people will only care when the prices of these coins have gotten too expensive for them to be able to buy. That's when everyone will go, oh my gosh, the last 16 years of news was absolutely incredible. I wish I bought more when prices were low. That's the second largest stock exchange in Germany is launching institutional Bitcoin trading. And the way that it always goes is that they let the rich people eat first. That's the point of the institutional. They let them get their fill, buy as much crypto as possible, and then it opens up to the public. So, don't forget about the 9 countries around the world who are under sanctions, who are also actively using Bitcoin as a means for imports and exports. Don't forget about them, because I know people have. That's we're living in the future and nobody's paying attention news. And yeah, let's move on. Rightio. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, great afternoon, or great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.